We found this lovely, beautiful wooden floor, secondhand. It's exactly the color we like. It's a grey with a touch of green, blue, depending on the light. It's quite awesome. I think if you can see, maybe it'll add quite a character to the house. It's quite a modern house, of course, but I hope and I think this wooden floor, real wood, really adds some character and will add that, as if it's been lived already, as if the house exists for longer than it does. Really happy with that. Also, we made a choice for the kitchen. I'll give an update about the kitchen later on, later video. You'll see that, of course, when I'm installing it. It's green grayish, so slightly moving away from the really modern theme of the house, and we love that. We chose for that. It was a real debate. Are we going for a super modern kitchen, black and wood, or do we choose something that's closer to our heart? Maybe we chose the latter. We chose the one that makes us feel at home and makes us feel warm and summery. Well, I wanted to give a bit of a clarification on why we are living off grid and how we are planning to do that. I think I'm gonna draw something up for you. For off-grid, especially in the Netherlands, it's quite hard. It's not sunny all year round, but this is how we plan to go off-grid in the Netherlands here. For electricity, we mostly depend on the sun, our friendly yellow beast in the sky. I'll quickly draw a house so you can see what I'm after. So this is the wood. I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's say this is our house with a big window. For electricity, especially during the summer, you just depend on the sun, which is shining his light on the house. We have 9 panels on the roof. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say 9. All 405 watt peak, if you want to know. And the sun is, of course, just going on the panels. And then it's all going to the technical room, which is a big room underneath the stairs. I'll show you later, where it's being stored in 2 batteries, and those batteries can hold 3 kilowatt hour. Then it's going to a converter, I think it's called. A little other place in the technical room that gives us 3,000 watts. And that's just how much we can use at any given moment in the house. We think for the biggest part of the year this is enough. We hope. Only during the 4 grayest month in winter, this will be a challenge. For us, we have a backup electricity point, but the goal is to use that as little as possible. maybe next year, and that's a good idea where we are, because you've heard it in the first video, we can add a little, maybe we can add a little wind turbine. It's quite windy. It would be awesome if we could just make a little wind turbine that goes when it's blowing, and that wind comes in, makes energy, and it stores it in the same batteries. I think it's possible. I have to look at it this year, but that would give us a possibility of 2 streams of energy, and it's quite windy. I think it would be a great solution if we find a capable wind turbine. The big ones you see at the back are not ours. Unlucky for us. Then a big part of off-grid is, of course, water. We are not connected to a water pipe or some sorts. For water, we depend on something we have a lot here in the Netherlands. Rain. So we have clouds filled with water, and that will just rain, 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 rain. Rain, rain, rain. It will rain. It will all collect on the roof, and it will flow to the lowest point, and where we have 2 big rain pipes connected. The rain pipes connect to, it's not yet installed, a water tank of some sort. It goes on the ground, where I've ordered a water tank of 3,000 liters. The water will just fill up here, and then from the same technical room underneath the stairs, the water will be pumped, filtered. It's a so-called, you have a famous water filtering system called GEP. We have the same idea, the same parts, but cheaper. So it's not GEP, but it's the same system. And from that system, I think if you want to look into it, it's the best way to start. From that system, it goes into the entire system in the house. It's low pressure, lower than your usual tap at home. So it'll take some getting used to. And for our drink water, we're planning on filtering it once more with a separate filter in our kitchen. Just a tank where you put it in and can tap it there, which contains enough for 1 entire day. So that's water. Drainage. So this is the weird thing in the Netherlands. The municipality, the village you live in, let's call it that way, they have to provide riool. I'll put the English words below. So we don't have an option there. So that's not off-grid. We have a regular looking toilet with a regular looking cover. The only difference is, I'll put it in white, that the small and the large parts are separated. It's a so-called dry toilet. You can look into it. Wet, small goes in the front. Dry, big goes in the back. This is air filtered, so it doesn't stink. And this just goes to your water, gray and yellow water. And the gray water from your dishes, from the bath, from the shower, etc. The water you use. And the yellow water is stored in a little container underneath the house, say 40 liters, where it's pumped to an even bigger storage if it's full. That's all from the village and from the farm we live nearby. The Dry part, the big dry part, becomes a sort of thick layer compost, which we can dispose of whenever needed. So that's that. Quite easy. I have never used it, but I'm sure everything I've heard about that, it's quite good. That's toilet and that's wastewater. Then heating up the place happens with a wood stove. We've chose a very good wood stove. A SC, if you want to look it up, SC Bake Hard. It's a beautiful little stove that heats our house. No, that's wrong. So that heats our house, and it's an oven and a hot plate. So we put wood in there. It flames a little. Sorry, that's too big. It flames a little. Very efficient. It's a very good stove though. And then that heats up the house. It's big enough for the house, but also it's an oven, a very big oven actually for size comparison, enough for 2 chickens. We have a hot plate here. We can cook here. We can grill here, bake a steak, make a pizza. So this is really the center of a house. It's also located between the kitchen and the living area. So this is, in our planning, the center of the house where everything happens. It's warm there, especially in winter. We can cook there. We can make all kinds of stuff there. Only in summer you don't want to heat this because it will get too hot in the house. And when you want to have an oven, then we have a electric oven in the kitchen. But in summer we have enough electricity. And we have a gas stove for cooking in the summer, which is just a simple gas stove connected to some gas. Quite easy. I think that's all. And that's how we plan to go off-grid. Of course, there are gonna be challenges, especially with energy or electricity in winter. We don't have a lot of sun hours here in the Netherlands, and we solely depend on solar at the moment. Of course, the wind turbine is a very good option, which I'll research this coming year. Water, we have enough rain, and we have the backup of water and electricity of the grid, from the grid, I should say. Which makes it a safe place to be in, especially with kids. That's a good idea. One day I will move to Norway or Portugal and be truly off-grid. I need to convince some people still, but until now this is a amazing place we're in. I mean, have you seen the area? Have you seen where we're gonna live? Have you seen our house? That was the update on Off the Grid in Netherlands. Do follow me. Do subscribe if you like this. I would love to share this with as many people as possible, because I do love this mixing of creativity with video and making stuff. I'm quite new to this. I'm quite new to that, video making. But you know, that's the fun part now. Just learning a lot of stuff and thinking a lot. So make sure you subscribe and maybe turn on that notification bell. Do what you like. Let me know what you think of this style, what you think of these videos. I would love to see you again. Have a good Christmas. Have a happy New Year. And God bless.